Nice to meet you. What land do you come from?
Carnival in times gone by was a religious activity, and Carnival was in February. We had Monday and Tuesday Carnival, and Wednesday, it was Ash Wednesday, and we went to the cemetery, we did Berry Vaval, and we used to have our road march and this sort of thing. But the bands in the past played Carnival in a sort of way as they advertised St. Lucia. Carnival was mostly a national mass, thing that's the history of St. Lucia, thing that happened a long time ago. We brought it back to the fore so that visitors and other people could know St. Lucia, understand St. Lucia, and have a sort of a desire to come back here. And this is of great contrast to what obtains today. Today, what obtains is that people are in Carnival to have a good time. Jump up, have a good time, make much noise as you want. There's no order where you keep two sections. Somebody in one section at the back could be all up front. Anybody could be anywhere. There's no section until probably you get to the stage. And that was not how we did it before. How we did it was that, first of all, we didn't assemble at any one point. We each came from our mass camps, and we found the shortest way to Chaussee Road, and then we went up to Mindufili Park. Because of that, the population was unable to see all the bands. So they all paid and went up to Mindufili Park. And that's where everybody congregated. And it was one of the biggest revenue earners of the Carnival Committee. And that is where you did your presentation. It was like street theater, where you actually performed. You did things in keeping with your portrayal, in keeping with your theme. For example, if I played Wavin Poisson Disaster, you had to feel, even if you're sitting in the pavilion, you had to feel that it's raining. You had to feel, as hot as the sun might be, you had to feel wet. You had to feel the lightning. You had to do different things because of that. If I played the bombing of the Tata, you had to feel a warship outside in the harbor throwing a torpedo into the St. Lucia harbor. If I played L'Histoire Jardin des Plantes, which was a story of the botanical gardens, and very touching, because I walked down that road one day from the Methodist school and I saw the state of the gardens, and I remembered myself as a kid being brought to the gardens with all the beautiful flowers, beautiful hedges, and I saw a place with dirty water, all the hedges are dying, and so I played a band, Carnival band, showing what the gardens used to be. And this, so in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say is Carnival was based on the history of St. Lucia, its national mass, and because of that, we had a tremendous amount of people who came to St. Lucia to enjoy this thing.
When I hear that beat, I got to move my feet. It hit me in every direction. There's a vibration when I listen to it. I love this music. I got it on repeat. It hit me like yeah. Now start rocking, you can't stop. Dance to the rhythm, then open the back. Jump and get on up to the front and back.
Carnival is the biggest cultural event in St. Lucia. Peter Berry nous-mêmes, truly St. Lucian, born and raised here. So it's fitting that Peter is aligned with the biggest cultural event on the island. It really identifies with what makes us truly Lucian, our expressions of culture, our music, our dance, our even fetting and liming, and our socializing. And so Peter sees it fitting to be part of all those occasions. So Carnival creates that sort of environment where all those occasions are present. The music which fuels the Carnival season, we are there and involved in. Peter has been a major sponsor of St. Lucia Carnival from the birth of Peter Bear. We've sort of been the first major sponsor that Carnival has ever had. When you talk about sponsorship levels, I think our first year we did over $50,000 for sponsorship to the national committee at the time. This year we've grown our sponsorship and our involvement in Carnival. We've even deepened our level of sponsorship within the CPMA, which is a new body now for Carnival. And we've increased our sponsorship to the tune of about $35,000 directly towards Power and Govi Soca Monarch. We also are major sponsors of community carnivals, so a lot of the community carnivals, we sponsor all of them, the Ancillary, the Denrys, the Viewford, the Mikus, and I think a few new ones came on board this year, which made it a lot. So we are a very deep sponsor and very big sponsor of St. Lucia Carnival, and in turn this contributes to the development of Carnival overall.
We have come a very, very long way in what Carnival used to be. For example, we would play Carnival on Monday. We had no stopping time. We left, went to the field at 1 o'clock, and we could play mass until next morning. No interference, all bands on the road. On the Tuesday, you had to stop at midnight, because then we got into assurance. And, there was a lot of camaraderie and laughter and enjoyment and fun and this sort of thing. Nowadays I see bands who are coming down the road at 6 o'clock in the afternoon, can't get past the market, time up, they have to go back up. So you see, what has happened is that we find ourselves, because of the indiscipline and the thematic that happens today, resolve ourselves that we have to get away from the discipline. But getting away from the indiscipline, we're not stopping it, we're running away from it. So all the revelers who play Carnival, who come out, at 6 o'clock they must go back in. Even they are up by the San Jose Bridge, they have not reached by the market yet. And mind you, we used to go to Mindufili Park. They're only getting down to the market, and sometimes they can't get there. And so it's very disturbing is that we cannot get order so that the parade itself could be something of fun that people, the general public, people could travel from along the island and different places, come and watch and see how things happen.
Now I'm feeling myself and I'm feeling my vibe. Big up all the bands, but let big up all my partners in the bands, Where am I? Badness. I got girls on the truck now, winding the bed up the back now. Look at them.
Carnival is in St. Lucia one of the biggest cultural events. So anything to do with aiding or developing the cultural events or the cultural status of the island, we try to get involved in. Carnival being exactly as you said, one of the biggest ones where the public is all involved in it and whatnot. We gladly, or it's our honor actually, to sponsor the Carnival event, being an iconic event, as I say, in St. Lucia, and for the development of the culture.
7-5 with the good, bring some more alcohol because I'm getting it good. Look at this, badness, look at this, badness. Running the wrong with madness, drinking the rum, bring the badness. Yeah! Your boy Mac 11, sucker trap, suck trap. I told them, we have partners in every band on the road, right? Yeah man, and in every country we have partners. Oh, can I say partners? So we're doing it this year. We're drinking, we're on the road and we don't care. In every band we have partners.
We've always instilled in supporting the youth to start with. The Carnival doesn't necessarily mean it is a as they would say, chuck and jam session or whatever it is. It's also a big cultural event that, you know, teaches the youth traditional cultures that we've all grown to love. And what we do is we start by sponsoring even the kiddies side of Carnival, whether it be through the authorities or through bands directly. And from there it has built over the years. As you know, the children, as they grow, they become teenagers, the teenagers join the big bands, and we keep the evolution going. One of the nicest things though that the Bullies have gotten involved in recently in helping to develop Carnival was bringing into St. Lucia the very first cool down zone that we place directly in the center of town before you enter the stage, where the revelers are allowed to come into this zone and actually cool down for a short while before they enter the stage. That was very well received, and it definitely evolved and developed Carnival in St. Lucia.
I was saying that Carnival has grown over the years. I think over the last 3 years we've seen great influx of wonderful music. Our music has come a long way. I'm going to say it, I'm not going to make any bones. It's come a long way, and it shows that persons are taking it seriously. The events has grown this year, even more events this year, and persons now are taking the opportunity to sort of do their own thing during the Carnival season. So we have a lot of new events this year that adds to the whole vibe. For us, it's not only the 2 days. I think in the past, persons have concentrated in the last 2 days of Carnival, the jump up, but it has to be a steady build up to those last 2 days. And the events, the music, the rhymes add to that build up. So when you reach in the last 2 days, you say, okay boy, that's my climax. And Carnival season was great. And I think now you have to look at Carnival season from June to July, not just the last 2 days. So it has come a very long way. We see a lot of good events. I think yes, it's our local culture, but the infusing of the regional artists together with our artists makes it even better, makes the vibe better, makes the event better. So persons who actually come to the shores and locals alike could enjoy a full package of Carnival. Put your fist in the air like this, no sir, you can't stop. Dance in the rhythm, don't put up, jump on the turn up to the front and up, don't you can't stop, can't just stop. Dance in the rhythm, don't put up, oh baby, I'm just gonna rock my bitch. When it's time, do the dance. That feeling so sweet, come on then. That feeling so nice. When I had a freedom beating, I get in back this feel. Even in the nights when I sleeping, just love this Carnival season. Say, it's sweet and sweet up, make your hips up like to the clean and shake up, tell your toes. Put your fist in the air, this everybody now. Now salva, you can't stop. I dance in the rhythm, you don't put them up. Jump on the turn up to the front and back down. When you can't stop, can't just stop. I dance in the rhythm.
What actually made people, revelers, more interested in Carnival also was that in the past we had these mass camps where we built our own costumes, we built our own steel bands, we did our own things, and you had just about 2 months or a little more of mass camp going every night, food cooking, this, that, old talk going, jokes running, costume building. And people took a particular pride in the fact that they made this piece, they built this piece, they designed this piece. And it's quite different today. Today, costumes are ordered from Trinidad. And it's like we are reproducing Trinidad Carnival in St. Louis, which does not say anything about St. Lucian culture and our ability to create, and it's sad.